Hi guys, this is Fizsplat and welcome back to my channel. So last week I released an older video because I had a couple of videos left over from a couple of like last year or something. But this week I'm gonna start playing some new games, right? And this is one of my I'm very excited for this series. This series, we're going to play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, because I got this on Steam. You get the first 3 games, and honestly, it's amazing. I've been playing this on lockdown, and it's amazing. I've spent hours on this game, and because I've loved this game so much, I thought maybe I should play the game again because I played it before, so I'm surely going better at it. So I'm gonna try it basically, and I'm really liking it. So I'm gonna try a couple of videos of it and see what you guys think. But it's basically just, as you can see, it's kind of like lawyer kind of style game. So it's basically you play as a defense attorney and you basically have to work out, well, you have to basically defend your client, which basically defense attorney actually is. But it's such a good game. I think maybe in this video I'll do the tutorial to kind of show off, because the tutorial is quite a long game. It is just a long game in general. There's like 5 cases in each game, and each case takes quite a couple of hours, so depending on what you want, I might do each case, or I might just do it in like sections, depending on what you guys want. I probably will do it in sections though. But yeah, we'll get right into it. I'm so excited to play this again. Okay, so I'm going to do a new game. We're going to play the first game, obviously. Yeah, I'm so excited to play this again. Oh, it's brilliant, and the music's amazing. I just love this game from like beginning to end. I hope you guys love it as well. Just so good. It's very anime-like as well, so I don't know if you guys will be interested, but it's different. It's very different to what games I've played before. I mean, it's still anime, but it's kind of like, oh, it's so exciting. So this is just like the intro to the first tutorial case, so it's pretty exciting. Anywho, district court, yes. Okay, so we're right back into it, right, okay. Boy, am I nervous. Phoenix is the best. Right. Yeah. Oh, hi, Chief. Whoa, I'm glad I made it on time. Yes. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor, not flavor. A favor? You mean you knew to defend him before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. Yeah, it's very dramatic as well. It's just brilliant. Oh, it's great. My life, everything, it's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death, despair. Oh. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's It's all over. I am finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. So he's like the main character. We play this in every case. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. Yes. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her, which is Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the Butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself into trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. And that I owe him one, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. This is like a trial. Like each game has like a trial case at the beginning to kind of get you back into it. But this is like the first ever case, so this is like kind of a trial to kind of get you used to how the game works and stuff like that. So I might just completely fly through this because I've done the whole 3 games. But yeah, I mean, I don't remember everything that happens, but I mean, I know most of the stuff. But it's still good to just do it again. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honour. I'm a little nervous. Conduct during the trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. I cannot speak right now. Thank you, Your Honour. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test assessing your readiness. So this is like a tutorial kind of getting you used to like what's going on and stuff. Yes, Your Honour. Gulp. Handshaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. So, with this, you can basically go to your court record, and then you have your evidence here, and then you'll have all of the people in there. So obviously we've met Larry, who's our defendant. So Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honour. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me what's the victim's name? Wait, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... wait. No, wait, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim? Oh, of course I know the victim's name. I just forgot temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab to check it at any time. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Okay, so then, obviously, we go to the court record, and she's here, Cindy Stone. Okay. Okay, so she's a model. She lived in an apartment by herself. Okay, so we have information about her. So it's Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me what was the cause of death. Right. So then we can go to an autopsy report, and I'll say time of death, 31st of July between 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Cause of death was loss of blood due to blood trauma. Okay. She died because she was hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor, because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then, first a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence, so then we get this put into our court record, so we can use that maybe later on into the court. A statue in the shape of the thinker is rather heavy. Okay, so that is not added to this court record. Right? Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial, which we have. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check the court record frequently, which we have done. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness, so we have a witness. So they've called Mr. Butts to the stand, Larry. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. So let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Oops. Yeah. Hey, Larry. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. You're great together. You're Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me ever. What is it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it. Lies. I can't believe a word of it. Your Honour, with the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Passport, victim apparently arrived home from Paris on the 30th, so it is the day before the murder, which we established the murder day was on the 31st. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! Larry's the best. We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? Ooh, I actually can't remember what I've got to do. I completely forgot what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what to do. I completely forgot. I'm not gonna stop him from answering. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? that cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Oh god. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Cool. Oh. Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Like, yeah. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? I'm gonna have him answer honestly. I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there, I went. Order! Well, Mr. Butts, dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, like, I didn't see her. So, the prosecutors have their own objections. So, they'll have, like, objections. It's like a proper court, basically. His objections are so weird. Like, objection! Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. So we have another witness. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honour. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sarwit to the stand. I know what you're all thinking now. We've seen that guy. What's he involved with? Well, we'll find out. Mr. Sarwit, can you sell newspaper subscriptions? Is this correct? Oh, yes. Newspapers, yes. Mr. Sarwit, you may proceed with your testimony. So basically, they will say their testimonies, and then basically we'll listen to them, and then we'll have to cross-examine like a defendant would. So witness testimony is the witness's account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it's strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself able to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without doubt, the defendant is sitting right over there. So that's his testimony. Larry, why didn't you tell me the truth? Tell the truth. I can't defend you against testimony like that. So why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honour, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honour. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. phone that Mr. Salwit used was one of those. Your Honour, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. So blackout record, electricity to Mistons, building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes. Yes, Your Honour. You may begin your cross-examination. Alright, right. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How's a previous now? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find a contradiction between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with tab, then point out contradictions in the testimony. Okay, cross-examination time. So I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed and frightened, found myself unable to go inside. I called to call the police immediately, however the phone in our apartment wasn't working. Time 1 p.m. but what we do know is that her time of death was between 4 to 5 p.m. So we'll present that. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Oh yes, it was 1 p.m. sir. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mrs. Salwit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, right? Way to put me on the spot. That's all you have to do, point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. But it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the results, but there was a blackout. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. So do we. it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery, and this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Well, the defence has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mrs. Sarwit? No, I found it quite puzzling myself, quite. Well, wait, I remember now, Mrs. Sarwit. The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. Are you hiding something, Mr. Sarwit? My apologies, Your Honour. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mrs. Sarwit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment. It wasn't there. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. But how did he know the thinker was a clock? Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock, it was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? You with your objections and your evidence and just, who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mrs. Howard. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honour, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see, so the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Yeah, because how do they know it's a clock to begin with? Yeah, I never entered the apartment, so you wouldn't know there was a clock. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah, prove it. I prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honour. Mrs. Albert, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burnt into your mind. That's why you were so certain of the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw. Yeah, a lot of stuff happens, it's weird. Shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn, give him death. Order in the court, I say. Your Honour, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defence's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honour, you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? Ooh, try sound of the clock. Let's sound the clock here now in this court. Your Honour, may I have the clock? I asked the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. As you can see, the clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sarwood heard and the actual time of day. So, Mr. Sarwood, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh, what's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know that it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right, how am I going to prove that? Damn it, I'm so close. It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honour. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination on Mr. Frank Sarwood. I come all the way down here to testify and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal? You lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Grrr. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sarwood. Yeah, I mean, Chief. Listen up, great. Don't throw this one away, not like this, I think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes, but that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time down the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right. Can you think of a reason? Yes, we can. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it. Find it and let them have it. So the passport pushed you away from France. So it's going to be 3 hours slow because of France. The victim had just returned home from abroad. What the hell's going on with my hair? Like, what the hell? The day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 PM here, it's 1 AM the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sarwood, or should I say, Mr. Did It? Yeah, get it. Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness, he was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honour. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honour. I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defence so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honour. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. And with that, this court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Salwit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Salwit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Salwit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Whoa, I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking so happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over! Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick! Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good, wait, no, I mean bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butt's innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present for me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. What's up? Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to just cry? Larry, are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you didn't gotta sympathise with me, so gay. Oh, I'm not just sympathising, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Oh yeah, right. So be the statue. Take that! Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about the clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she travelled. Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take travelling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey Nick, I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am, thanks. Hope that made him feel a little bit better. So that's the end of the trial, the tutorial trial, so it'll be like the next proper case, which you'll have investigations and stuff. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realise things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. So, how about dinner? Or me? We'll drink a toast to innocent buds. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him? Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe? Over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gina, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave me. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the centre of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. It's the end of the first trial. So I have a bunch of old saves from when I originally played this. Anywho. Hello, this is Maya. So I'm gonna leave this here because I feel like this is just gonna go on and talk about the story. Oh no, I'll do the story now because they have like, for each case you always have like a little beginning bit to kind of get yourself. So this is like, I won't do this case now, I'll probably do it next week. But we'll just do like this beginning bit now first so I can just save and stuff, right? So, hey Maya, it's me. Yeah, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Sorry, I've been so busy. How have you been? Well, lonely, and it's all your fault. Nah, I'm just teasing. I've been great. I'm finally getting used to having my own place. That's good to hear. Actually, I'm calling because I have a favour to ask. I know. Do you want me to hold evidence for you? Sharp as always. There's a lot of buzz about the upcoming trial. I just don't feel safe keeping the evidence here. I gotcha. So, what is it this time? It's a clock. A clock? Yeah, it's made to look like the statue of the thinker, and it tells you the time. I thought you might like it. You always like toys. Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis. Now, you know I'm only teasing. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. I put some papers inside it instead. Papers? Is that the evidence then? Well, there's a possibility that it might turn out that way, yes. Can you come by the office tonight, say 9, to pick it up? I'll be in a pre-trial meeting until then. Okay sis, but I expect dinner, something good. Like burgers. I could really go for a good burger. Okay, we'll hit the usual joint. Alright, it's a deal. Okay sis, see you soon. Yep, I'll be waiting, Maya. Conversation recorded, September 5th, 9:27 AM. (8:57 PM). Now, Miss Faye, I will take what's mine, the papers. I'm sorry, but I can't give you what I don't have. Miss Faye, you're a poor liar. Why, I see it right over there. That must be the thinker that swallowed those papers. How could you know? Ho ho, you are not cogniferous of my background. Gathering information is my business, you see. I should have been more careful. Ho ho. My dear Miss Faye, I am so very sorry, but I am afraid I must ask you for one more thing. Your eternal silence. Farewell, Miss Faye. Red, white, blue. Right, so I'm gonna save it there. So right, so that's what this whole game is. So usually what each case will consist of is like, this is where it's gonna like properly start. Is like this is like our first proper case, because each case usually consists of like finding out the murder and finding out who your client is, the defendant, and then you basically have to do investigations. And then after each investigation day, you'll have a court case, and then maybe at the end of that court case you'll need more evidence. You'll have to go and investigate some more to find out further evidence for the next court case. So it goes like that, investigation to court case. But it ends after 3 days, I think, in this game, because that's where supposedly that's when the case has to close. I can't remember, not all of the cases are all that long, but some of them can be. So I think what I might do is do it for like between half an hour to an hour episodes of this, because each court case is usually about like 3 hours-ish, depending on how long it is. So I might do it in like shorter chunks. So yeah, might do that. But I'm gonna leave it here, and if you guys really like this, give it a thumbs up, just like Larry does the thumbs up. And then please subscribe if you haven't already, because I love my channel, and I love for more people to see it and to enjoy it as much as I do. And please comment down below if you want any new games that you want, or if you really like this game, just let me know, because I love this game. Really enjoyed it. It was like it was a fun time. I spent so many hours on this whole trilogy of games, and I really enjoyed it. So I really want to play it for my YouTube channel, and because I really want you guys to experience it with me again. Well, I'm experiencing it again, but you get to experience it with me. So we've seen Mia's dead, supposedly. So we now know this is what's going to happen, is that Mia's going to be the murder victim. But who's the defendant? Who is the client that we're playing? Who knows? I guess we'll have to see. But I will leave this here for this episode. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!